All right, peace, peace, peace. This will come back. First and foremost, hopefully, Most High your house is blessing your day. By His mercies, you aren't consumed. We're alive in the Most High your house body, man. Spiritually, you're alive in them. Um, and two are naturally alive, man. So, that's just good, man. Because the brother, shout out to brother Sammy first, bro. Because I want to kind of touch on this because I was talking about this actually with my dad. Actually, multiple when you mention this with people, that's why I like because we talked about this the other day, like with the gospel and testimony, like new covenant, man. Like when listen, that's all part of believing on the Most High and Yahushua, like as the scripture said, but also too, man, because the brother, shout out to brother Sammy firstborn, because he was kind of going to this last night. You're seeing like that. Okay, because I was saying, I just popped in my mind early this morning, like the best way to explain this, man, because and this is from just through my understanding, man. Like honestly, man, from like because let's just look at this in Psalms and let's look at this in Psalms and Hebrews. Let's just look at this real quick, man. So, Psalm chapter 40 and verse 7. It says, "Then I said, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me." So yeah, Yahushua said, "Listen here, like I come in the volume of the book. The book is written of me about me, man." So like we always say, man, it's about the Most High Yahushua. Yes, we play a big role, but the book is about them. But also, let's go this in Hebrews, man. But also, man, because how to get, because a lot of times too, but a lot of people like and it doesn't really matter, man. At the end of the day, because listen, people won't believe what they want to believe. They're not gonna believe. They're not gonna believe. It is what it is. Listen, all that matters is like if you believe it, it's as like you're convinced, man. That's with anything too. Like just in life and just in anything as well. All that matters is that you're convinced. It doesn't matter. Like, just don't go back and forth. Because one, that's like the Most on your house shot. Like, they don't even move like that. Because like 2 Timothy 2 and 13 says, listen, I can't, like, even if they don't believe what, I can't deny myself because I said I live forever. Listen, it is what it is, even if they don't believe. But also, too, like you said, that Romans 3 and 3 and 2 Ezra 15, man, it's like, okay, they don't believe, then fine. Like, doesn't make it not true. But yeah, man. So that's what it is. But a lot, I said it to say, a lot of people, even people that deal with the word, don't have the sense that the Most High Yahushua comes in the volume of the book. Yahushua comes in the volume of the book. They believe, a lot of them did that. Even people that believe in Yahushua, they believe in his pre-existence, but they don't believe like the testimony, like him Genesis through Malachi, him even in the Apocrypha, and him it's be him and the testimony that's there. They don't believe that. So then I said, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O Yahweh. So yeah, because a lot of times too, like the brother, shout out to brother Akawar and brother Elijah too, and other brothers, Kwame Call Shalimah, brothers from Assembly Firstborn, shout out to them. But it's like really you had to read this through the Most High Yahweh's perspective, man. Like like you said, more words of spirit. So like. Yeah, that's the thing about it, because that, and this is all about your the spirit and your approach of how you read it, man. Because listen, first I came in the conventional way, like I'm pretty sure y'all brothers, most majority of brothers sisters did. Listen, we're the descendants of people of the book, we're the Israelites, like the law, statutes, commandments, man. But spiritually maturing, the more the gospel and the testimony, new covenant will be revealed, man. But that's all the mercy of the Most High Yahushua. But also, it's the fact that the best way to explain. Let's read this Hebrews 10 and 7 again. It says, "Then I said, Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O Yahweh." So the best way to explain this, man, because like honestly, it's like listen. I was saying about this earlier, man. It's like in movies and TV shows, man, what they call, or like movies, TV shows, or whatever. They call like this different Easter eggs, man. I hate to use that word, but that's what it is, man. That's how like it's akin to like that, man. It's like okay, because a lot of times too, people don't understand. It's like listen, when you're pointing things out, like from the gospel standpoint, right? Like from the testimony standpoint, like from Genesis to Malachi, and of course throughout. Well, this of course Apocrypha's in there, of course, but when you point things out, it's like okay, Yahushua wasn't physically there for but it's just the testimony. You can see him see the gospel in that, like things that he preached, how he lived, prophecies about him. That's what it is. It's like, what we about to get into now, man. So let's go to First Esdras real quick, because I'm about to use an example of this, man. Because it's like we're gonna use the 12 apostles, things of that nature. We're gonna use that. Let's go to First Esdras real quick. But it's the fact that no, it's not that there, because that's where the reincarnation doctrine comes from. Like, no, okay, Yahushua was actually Solomon reincarnated, or he's David this and that, or he was actually Isaac. No, what they were pretty much. That's why I said, listen, they were foreshadows of things to come. That's why I said in Matthew, like, listen, I've come think not, I come to destroy, but to fulfill what was written, man. That's what it is. He came to, because what he's saying is, I come in the volume of the book, man. So that's just is what it is right there. But let's go to First Esdras real quick though, man, because that's how, like, and also too, it's just not like, the gospel and the testimony, man, the new covenant, man. It's just not it's not a one up type of spirit to one up people. Like, okay, Lord, listen, this is some new type of thing. No, it's really to believe on him as the scriptures say, because as the scriptures say, he was there. Like, he was the testimony is there, I should say. Like, of course spiritually, like, in spirit, like, of course the Most High Yahushua is always there. But I'm saying, but physically, I'm saying, like, when we read Genesis to Malachi and Apocrypha, no, it's just like, because I like, honestly, man, I'm pretty sure we talked about this before. We could read Susanna and see the testimony. We could read parts of the Maccabees. We could read Genesis to Malachi. We could read, like, it's all different things. You could see, like, okay, like, wow, this is another point of the testimony, one point of the gospel, man. So let's get first Esdras real quick, man. First Esdras chapter 5 and 8 and verse 54 real quick, man, because we're gonna see this, man. Look at this. This for example, man. This is First Esdras chapter First Esdras chapter 8 and verse 54. Then I separated 12 of the chief priests, Azarias and Asanias, and the 10 men and their brethren with him. So see this. So this is Ezra. This is a ready scribe. This is Ezra's like, this is a ready scribe. He's a Levite. He's this is him. But listen, what's that? Didn't he say he separated 12 chief of the priests, man. So let's look at this again. It says then also too, Ezra was an apostle as well, because that's apostles when he being Adam was apostle, Moses was apostle, and of course the disciples was Paul was apostle and disciples. This when pretty much the Most High House I teach you face to face, but because in the second Esdras with the book being burnt, like he was on the mountain. He was on the mountaintop, similar to Moses, where the Most High House told him face to face everything. So but this is the First Esdras chapter 8 and verse 54. Then I separated the 12 of the chief priests of Azarias, Asanias, and the 10 men of their brethren with them. So yeah. So see, this sounds familiar, right? Let's go to Matthew real quick, man. This is all dealing with the testimony. You see here, he separates chief, of the chiefest of the priests, right? But doesn't this sound familiar with the let's get Matthew 10, 12, Matthew 10 verse 2, the 12 apostles, man, 12 disciples, man. That's what. Then this is an example of, like, the testimony, man. It says, then now the names of the 12 let's get Matthew 10:1. And when I called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power over against unclean spirits to cast them out, and heal all manners of sickness and all manners of disease. The names of the 12 apostles are these. The first, Simon, who was called Peter, Andrew his brother, James, the son of Zebedee, John his brother, Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas, Matthew the publican, James the son of Alphaeus, and Lebbaeus, whose surname was Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and that's his really Simon the Canaanite is really a zealot. That's what it's supposed to be. And Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him. So yeah, and also to that Judas right there, man. That's how Judas ruined his name, man. That's why I kind of go into what we talked about yesterday about having a good name. One in heaven with the Most High Yahushua, and just your name is your name, man. Like representing your family name, man. Just your name, just naturally, just representing, like, one, the Most High Yahushua's name, and two, like, just representing your name. That's his thing that Jews ruined. But notice here, like, what we just read in First Esdras too, man. But then also too, doesn't Peter said, listen, a nation of kings and priests, man. So yeah, this is 12 disciples. This is aspect of the testimony right here. Let's get First Edges chapter 8 verse 54, man. That's why Yahushua had 12 disciples, man, because if one for the 12 tribes, and also two for the you know because we see here because it's nothing new. It says, "Then I separate 12 of the chief of priests and Asabarius and Azanias and 10 men of their brethren with them." So yeah, so yeah, so let's grab now let's skip down to verse. Let's go jump to verse 59 because this is another here's another thing too. Watch ye and keep them till ye deliver to them to the chief of the priests and Levites and to the principal of men of the families of Israel in Jerusalem and to the chambers of the house of our God. So yeah, exactly, man. So let's go to Matthew real quick because it says, listen, this is going to being delivered to the chief of the priests. Let's stay in Matthew real quick. Let's go to Matthew 20 real quick. It's all the testimony, man. It's all the Most High Yahushua, man. It's all the testimony of Yahushua, the gospel, man. That's all reading it from his perspective. Matthew chapter 20 and verse 28. It says, no, that's not it. Let's go to Mark real quick because I think, yeah. Oh no, Matthew says Matthew. No. Oh gosh, where is that? Where is that? Chief of. Okay, I think it's Mark chapter. Yeah. Okay, Matthew 20 verse 18 real quick. Let's read First Esdras 1 and 59 again, 8 and 59 again. First Esdras 8 and 59. Watch ye and keep till ye deliver to them to the chief of priests and Levites, to the principal of men of families in Israel and in Jerusalem, the chambers of the house of our God. So let's get Matthew chapter 18 20 verse 18. Behold, we go up to Jerusalem. The Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and to the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death, and they shall deliver him to Gentiles and mock and scourge to crucify him. And third day he shall rise again. So see, that's all how Yahusha comes in the bottom of the book, man. Gospel testimony, man. That's just what's called example of that, man. So that's just is what it is, man. So it says First Esdras 8:59. Watch and keep ye till ye deliver them to the chief of the priests and the Levites and to the principal of men and the families in Israel and in families of Israel in Jerusalem and to the chambers of the house of our God. So yeah, because you know what it is too. There's no because you know what it is too. That's it's that's why it's so focused on really preaching, because when the gospel is being preached, man, there's no condemnation. There's nothing wrong with that, because you're really preaching the Most High in your house, man. You're really preaching God. You're really preaching who He is. That's just is what it is. But because there's nothing wrong. Because here's the thing too. There's nothing wrong. Because listen, a lot of times me, I came in through the conventional way, like we just mentioned, then once you hit the conventional way, right, it comes like this, man. It comes listen, we're the people of the book, we're descendants of the people of the book, we're the Israelites, the law, statutes, commandments, then it's doctrine. And doctrine a lot of times it's just a curriculum of things, but rather and that's why a lot of times too, that's why we even talk about revised scriptures, because certain scriptures I thought meant something but something was actually talking about this, but now it's you really realizing, okay, no, it's talking about the Most High Yahushua right here. It's talking about Yahushua right here, because it's about the perspective and how you read it. You gotta read it from his point of view. But it's all good because it's part of spiritual maturity, and that's what at the time. But the Most High Yahushua wanted you at that standpoint. But now it's all about spiritually elevated, man, because that's just what it is. Because honestly, I noticed this when this doctrine being taught, there's no wrong with going into doctrine from time to time, but it's going to be, you're going to have to go back on certain things, because it's really, it's more of curriculum. It's things that's somewhat true, then some things not true. But when you focus just on the gospel testimony, new covenant, man, you're really preaching the Most High Yahushua. You're preaching them, so you can't go wrong in that, man, because it's about giving the praise and esteem to them. So and that's where And that's how the end is going to come in. That's the gospel being preached, because that's why I actually had be even the gospel. Like, I thought that, like, I thought, listen, to find out we are people of the book, find out we're the Israelites and the law, statute, commandments. At one point, I thought that was the gospel, man. But I had to, like, the most, not me, but it's really the most like house I gave knew me, and through other brothers as well, gave me more understanding. Like, no, man, it's really the most like house, the preaching of the testimony. That's the gospel, things like that. The new covenant, man. That's just what it is, man. So. That's is what it is, because a lot of people like kind of get like confused or bewildered, or like curious, like not sure when you say, listen, like do you believe on him, like how he comes in the bottom of a book, believing in the testimony, man. I think they a lot of times too is misconstrued as his pre-existence, or rather than, because of course he pre-existed, like Yahushua was the first created. We know that, but also to the testimony, him Genesis through Malachi, and also here like Apocrypha, like all as well, him coming in and providing with a book. Because I didn't even think about this yesterday, man. Like, till the brother said it last night, the brother somebody firstborn said, like that he, like Isaiah 46:10 says, he tells you the end from the beginning, like and the end is in Genesis to into Malachi, but the beginning is Matthew to Revelation, man. I didn't even think about it till he said that. I'm like, wow, really, if you think about it, it is, man. So like now of course, like you got parts of the beginning, like 2 Ezra 6 and 9, like through the beginning in the old covenant, or in the Old Testament as well. But what that really means, covenant. But it's just all about that, man. Honestly, man. So that's just what it is. That's why volume of the book is very key, man. That's why because really all this stuff, all this is for really to is the increasing of the people's faith, man. Because it is too, when we're kind of at a compared to this generation, we're kind of at a slightly advantage but a disadvantage at times. Because a lot of times too, Yahushua didn't come on scene. He wasn't really preaching the law, statute, and commandments. Like, he was giving his understanding. He was giving them the understanding of the spiritual aspects to it. But he wasn't coming in on that, because the people knew that already. That's why Peter said, listen. That's why the rich man said, listen. All these commandments, man. I've been doing this since I was since I was younger. But what did Yahushua said to him? Well, he said, okay, cool. I know you got some things, sell all that you have. Pretty much what he's saying, the faith. That's what it is, and that's the new covenant. Because what isn't that Genesis 12? Like Abraham leaving everything they had and following the Most High Yahushua. Like so that's is what it is, and that's what that's the dichotomy of that. Also too, what was I gonna say? Also too with Peter, man, because in Acts 10, when he says the unclean fools, really was talking about the unclean men, but Peter said that I haven't done that since since I was I never ate those things, because they already knew the law, man. But Yahushua was teaching them the gospel, testimony, the new covenant, man. The spiritual understanding of the law, man. Because like Paul said, the law is spiritual. It's all foreshadow the things to come, like Hebrews said. So that's just is what it is, man. That's why all this stuff is so important, because so you can believe on him and live, not only believe him and live according to the promise, man. And of course, it's a package deal, like his instruction, his principles, his instruction, the law, statutes, commandments comes with that, man. So yeah, man, it's just yeah, man, I just wanted to touch on this, man, as well, because a lot of times too, like we talk about the Bible, but we go into stuff like that, just the little understanding that the Most High Yahushua gave me. But important, of course, y'all brothers and sisters, very helpful as well. Y'all give me insight as well, man. Iron sharpen iron, man. Build like Jude 1:20, build up each other up in the faith. But yeah, man, that's just what it is, man. It's all very important, man. Also too, it's very similar to of with the 12 apostles, since we talking about this, because I had this written down. Just like Moses sent spies to spy out the land, man. That's why it's similar to Yahushua. And I'm not sure. I speak as a man, but I'll think. No, yeah, you know what? That's another video for another day. But notice how even during the time of Joshua, right? He sent out those two spies to spy out the Jericho, man. To spy out part of the promised land, spy out Jericho, man. But those two men, if you're spiritually looking at it, was kind of representative of the two kingdoms, man. But that's why Yahushua would send his disciples out in twos, man. Spiritually spying out the land, the promised land, man. That's the kingdom, man. And how's that the kingdom? How do you reach this promised land? What, through the gospel being preached, man. And during that time, that's it. as you see here, the dichotomy of the law and the testimony. That time, right, it was just a physical, it was just a war. It was the physical part. But this time it's a warring against yourself, warring against your members, warring against the old man. Now, of course, this would be war, of course, in that, because when Yahushua returns, because he, he came as a lamb, now he's coming as a lion, and he is still the son of David. But you see that aspect as well, man, with that. So, yeah, man. So hopefully, this is edifying, man. So, peace.